Is that better? Sorry, my microphone wasn't on. I'm going to start over. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to call to order the special magistrate agenda for November 4th, 2020. My name is Keith Davis. I'm the special magistrate appointed by the city to preside over today's agenda. Please silence your cell phones or other noise-making devices so they don't interrupt our proceedings, and that'll be greatly appreciated. If you're going to be speaking to me today about any of the items on the agenda, you will need to be sworn in and placed under oath. I can swear everybody in at the same time. If you'll please stand and raise your right hands. Thank you. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. You can have a seat. As we typically do, we will, I believe, call cases of the folks who have appeared this morning. First, when your case is called, you can come up to the podium to my right. At that time, the city's witness or witnesses will come up to the podium on my left, and they'll present the case, which will include typically testimony. There may be documents and photographs which will appear on the monitors. You'll have an opportunity to see those documents. Once the city has concluded its case and made a recommendation for a resolution, you'll then have an opportunity to tell me anything additional about the case that you feel is important. If you have additional documents or photographs, that would be the time to produce those, and we can make those part of the record. Once I've heard everything from both sides in the case, in all likelihood, I will enter an order today and make a decision that resolves the matter in one way or another. So with the ground rules being set, let's go ahead and get started, and we can call the first case that's up.
Okay, if it's okay with the magistrate, can we call construction services cases first? Number 1, 710 52nd Street, CE 20080368. Number 1, 710 52nd Street.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Richard Burnell, Building Inspector, Development Services. This is in reference to 710 52nd Street. Red tag was generated 8/28/20. Certified mail was sent out October 9th. And I'm not sure we heard back from them yet or not. The violation was roof replacement without a permit, also interior renovations.
And you red tagged it and posted the property as well?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? Does not appear so. With the certified mail and the posting, though, I will find proper notice. Has there been any contact? Has there been any progress?
I haven't heard from anyone, no.
Okay. And you said this is interior and exterior work?
Well, it started out with the roof,
Okay.
and while we were over there looking at the roof work, we also noticed that they were renovating the inside of the house.
And it's still in a state where it's...
No, they actually finished it. They finished all the work.
Okay. So now the work is done, but no permit's ever been applied for or pulled?
Nope.
All right, what's your recommendation for relief in this case?
Say $100 a day fine.
Okay, anything else from the city?
That's it.
All right, I did find proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property remains in violation as cited. I'm going to allow an additional 20 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 2448 Avenida Allegra, CE 20020117. Number 2.
Morning, Luis Crespo, City of West Palm Beach Plumbing Inspector. I have a failure to secure permit at 4048 Avenida Alegre, and we're commencing with our permit and plan required. I believe they have submitted plans, and they're here to ask for days of extension.
So it's in review, the plan, the
review.
application's in review at this point?
Correct.
All right, what's your recommendation?
90 days,
90?
yes, and then $25 a day if they don't comply.
All right, anything else, Mr. Crespo?
No, that's it.
All right, let me hear from the respondents. Good morning. If you can tell me your name and address, please.
Good morning. My name is Darwin. I'm her son. I'm translating for her. Like he said, our permit right now is in review since we're doing the digital permit. So during the time that she had to comply, she was actually out of the state. So we will need those 90 days, and we should be in compliance by then.
Okay, so the 90 days you're in agreement with that?
I'm in agreement with it.
Is there anything else that you folks would like to tell me?
That'll be it.
All right, thank you very much, Tim. In this case, I do find proper notice. Respondents are present at the hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I will accept the city's recommendation for an additional 90 days to comply, and thereafter daily fines of $25 per day until compliance is achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here's a copy of your order, sir. It's case number 6-1220 Okeechobee Road, CE 20030294, number 6-1220 Okeechobee Road.
Good morning.
Morning, Dan Kempa, City West Palm Inspections. This property was cited for mechanical equipment installed with no permits on March of this year, and nothing has been done about it. I spoke to the owner on the phone, and a general contractor has called me, and they say they're gonna renovate the building. But I suggested that they call the building official, and I haven't heard anything back from them, so we can talk to the respondent and see
Okay, so
if there's any new information.
there's been no application for permit or
No.
anything at this
No.
point? Okay. All right, let me go ahead and hear from the respondent. Yes, ma'am. If you can tell me your name and address, please.
Yes, Judy Leibovit, 1220 Okeechobee Road, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
So we hired someone before COVID to put in ACs, and then COVID hit. We were closed for a while, and we found out, I didn't even know that the man did not get a permit. We are gutting the entire bakery now, and we are in for permits to gut everything. So that's where we are right now.
Have they submitted an application to the
Yes.
city at this point?
Yes, we're just
right.
waiting. And then I called, you're Robert Brown. I called and left a message with you a couple times. And then I also spoke with Mr. Kempa as well, explaining to him that the contractor more or less ran off with our money and never got a permit.
Okay. Let me ask the city, if we're talking about AC change out, how much time should it take to, assuming the application has been submitted, what are we talking on?
20 days, maybe. If even. For a change-out, they get turned over pretty quick, because there's usually not much of a plan review.
That's what I was wondering. So if we do like a 30 days, should be enough time to get this taken care of?
Could be, but you understand that there's an unusual circumstance here, because the permit that has been applied for is for an interior remodel. Now, I haven't seen any plans or any drawings on what the remodel is going to entail, but if that AC unit that was originally installed with no permitting, for that violation to go away, that unit would have to be removed or permitted. Now, obviously, because they're occupying the building, they can't remove the HVAC unit, so it's a catch-22 situation here. So my suggestion would be 30 days, and keep trying to make contact with the building official, inform him of the remodel plans, and if you get permits issued for the remodel, and it entails the removal of that air conditioning unit that was done with no permitting, sometimes if all the paperwork's in order, he will relieve that and say, okay, as long as we have permits issued for the new work, sometimes he will relieve the violation previous under the circumstances.
All right, thank you.
But I can't do that.
Well, so if we say 30 days to get the permit issued, then that gets it out of the code enforcement and under the building permit, would it not?
Well, the 30 days would be just to get
Just to get the permit issued.
issued for the existing mechanical equipment that exists. I don't know I don't know how complex their remodel plans are going to be, and I don't know, I'm not going to say that plan review on a total remodel of a building, a gut out of a building, is going to happen in 30 days. But
And I understand that, but
Right.
the only thing before me today is a
The AC.
violation for the AC changeout, so.
my suggestion would be 30 days to get the AC permit for the equipment that's there, and we'll see what happens with the other permitting.
Right, because that's my thought. That gets it out of code enforcement, and whatever other work you're doing, but the only thing that's in the code enforcement arena is doing the AC changeout without a permit. So my goal is to get that compliant, and then you may have other things to do with the city and the building department, but you won't have to come back to code enforcement unless there's some other issue that I don't know about. So I'm inclined to think 30 days to get that permit to deal with the change out of the AC. That's all I'm talking about here. I'm how it interfaces with other work you're doing. As the city's indicated, that's yet to be seen. So does that make sense to you, ma'am?
Yes, it does.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Hey Keith, how are you? Mike Schmidt here. Architect of record, as Dan had pointed out, yes, we do have a permit in currently for the renovation of the entire interior space. There's an adjacent space that we're getting into, so this will be new AC, the whole piece. So what is currently installed, the current permit would cover the removal of all of that, we'll call it non-permitted work. So that's where we're kind of trying to connect the dots here, is this permit's in for review to replace and remove all that previous work with the new work that's proposed on the plans.
Okay, so does the 30-day time frame sound doable to you?
So demolition would have to proceed, we'd have to get the permit first, so it's a matter of just the timing on when all these pieces happen. We've been in for permit for approximately 2 weeks now. And again, this all has transpired post anything that happened back in March. So we're trying to rectify the situation with a brand new, inclusive of the renovation, is the mechanical removal and replacement.
All right, let me ask City, is there any health or safety issues with this situation? I understand it needs to be fixed, but if I gave them a little more time, is there a safety factor to this particular problem that because I don't want to drag it out if there's safety issues?
No, that I'm
Okay.
aware of.
Then it seems like there's still more questions on both sides than answers as to how this is going to play out. So, is there anything else from the city?
No.
Anything else that you folks want to tell me?
No, sir, we're in line. We have the general contractor here as well to.
Okay.
We're ready to do this.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to find proper notice. The respondent is present. I am going to find the property remains in violation as cited. I'm going to allow 45 additional days to get the permit issue resolved for the AC changeout. And then I'll say $25 a day after that. If it looks like for whatever reason you're getting up against that 45 days and you think you're going to need more time, please speak to the city and ask for an opportunity to come back and ask for more time. And depending on what I hear, it's within my purview to grant additional time if I
you,
think
sir.
you've been
I
acting in good
appreciate it.
faith. And just hit some unforeseeable and insurmountable obstacles. So I will sign that order, and let's proceed that way.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Are you, a
Thank
real
you,
quick
sir.
question, are you directing, or should we direct our correspondence through Dan, and if it comes to that 45 day, or how does that want to transpire?
No, I'll see it. It comes up for review again for the order. I'll be looking at it in 45 days to see if it's complied or not.
Okay.
But I would like to recommend that if all this comes in line, you can also resolve the code enforcement violation of the equipment installed with no permit by removing it. So if that falls into line with the planning and the stage of your remodel, keep that in mind, okay?
Understood, thank you.
So removal would solve the problem from your
Correct.
perspective as well.
Right.
Okay. All right. All right, thanks, folks.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Number 7, 4121 Heath Circle South, CE 200300300. Number 7.
Dan Kempa again, City of West Palm. Nobody's here. This is another mechanical installation with no permits, and I've been in touch with the owner, and the contractor was supposed to comply by today. So my recommendation is $30 days extension to comply with 105.1, 110.3, and after that, $50 a day penalty.
How do we get notice for today's hearing?
Mail and posting,
Yeah, that was certified mail?
yes.
Okay. I saw the posting on the screen. All right, then I will, is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? It does not appear that there is, but I will find proper notice with the certified mail and the posting that the city performed. Anything else from the city? I do find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation to allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day until compliance is achieved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 18, 314 Flamingo Drive, CE 200600232. Number 18, 314 Flamingo Drive. No one is signed in.
Good morning.
Morning.
Attilio Belisle, City Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Property was initially posted, a notice of violation on June 18th of 2020 for work being done without a permit. We received proper notice via posting on site and certified mail. The property has applied for a mechanical permit, permit number 200600928, and they've applied for permit number 20060031 for a commercial remodel. No plumbing permit has been applied for at this time. They need to obtain their mechanical, their commercial remodel permit within 30 days. After that, $150 a day.
All right, so they applied for the mechanical and the commercial remodel. There's not even an application for the plumbing at this time.
No, sir.
Okay. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent? All right, I will find proper notice, though, with your posting and certified mail. Based on testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow the additional 30 days as recommended by the city for the respondent to comply by obtaining the proper permits. Thereafter, daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 19, 2400 South Dixie Highway, CE 200700007. Number 19, 2400 South Dixie. No one is signed in.
Attilio Belisle, City Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Property was initially cited on June 30th of 2020 for work being done without a permit. We received proper posting via on-site and certified mail. They need to obtain the plumbing permit within 30 days. After that, $100 a day.
This is just a plumbing permit?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? There is not, but I will find proper notice with the city's posting and certified mail. I will find that the property remains in violation as cited, and I will accept the city's recommendation to allow an additional 30 days to comply by obtaining the appropriate permits. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 2719 Claremore Drive, CE 20070198.
Attilio Belisle, Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Property was initially cited July 8th of 2020 for gas installed without a permit. We received proper notice via posting on site and certified mail. Property needs to obtain the gas permit within 30 days. After that, $100 a day.
Sir, were you sworn
So
in
the,
earlier? You were? Okay.
There's reference to electric and plumbing as well as gas. Does that all combined in the same permit in this case, or?
This was for a tankless water heater that was installed. They have obtained their plumbing permit, and the electrical is actually not necessary because there's an electrical box right there and it's existing. So the only thing that we're concerned with, the city's concerned with, is the gas.
Okay, understood. All right, we have a respondent present. Yes, sir, if you could tell me your name and address, please.
My name is Richard Butera. I'm here for 719 Claremore on behalf of James Murphy, who's at St. Mary's right now. So I'm a friend and business partner with him, and they asked me to come and they asked me to try to unravel this mess, and we've finally figured out what's going on. The house was purchased with that hot water heater on it. And what happened was they upgraded that tankless hot water heater without obtaining a permit. And so then we purchased it, and then it's come to be noticed that that's the case. We can even see where the old one was bolted on there. So he just sort of went in this thing blind. And now we've both hired a plumber to file, there should be a new permit on file as of Monday or Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. In addition to that, the issue with the hot water heater is that it's too close to the window because they upgraded it and made it bigger, and now the specs say it needs to be 4 feet from
I see.
from any operable window. So we've ordered a new piece of glass for that window that'll be permanently installed, so it'll no longer be operable. And Mr. Large has been instrumental in trying to help me through this and unravel the mess.
Okay.
What we were looking for was a 60-day extension.
I beg your pardon, 60 days you're asking for?
Yeah, I think we can unravel it in the next couple weeks, but that was what was suggested to me, just because it's a gas issue and in case we run across another snag.
Let me ask the city about the request for 60 days instead of 30. Is
The
there,
city accepts.
that's acceptable?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I don't have any objection to that either, so I'll be happy to do that. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
No, just thanks. You guys have been very helpful. It's been a mess, but I finally talked to the old plumber, and he sort of filled me in and said, this is what happened. So
Okay.
now we're clear about what's going on.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
In this case, I will find proper notice with the posting in the certified mail. I will find, based on the evidence, that the property remains in violation as cited. I'll agree to allow an additional 60 days for the property to be brought into compliance, and thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Okay, thank you very much.
Number 21 1022 Lincoln Road, CE 20070457. I have no one signed in.
Attilio Belisle, Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Property was initially cited July 30th of 2020. We've received proper notice via posting on site and certified mail. This is for electrical and plumbing done without a permit. City's requesting for permit to be obtained for the electrical and the plumbing within 30 days. After that, $150 a day.
All right, thank you. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? All right, I will find proper notice with the posting in the certified mail, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days for compliance, and thereafter daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Next case, number 818 21st Street, CE 20080211, number 818 21st Street.
Good morning.
Morning.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on August 18th. The property and City Hall were posted August 24th. Certified mail was received August 26th. I've had contact with the property owner, property manager. Property was originally signed for 1813J, 1816A, 18162A, 2232A, and 7434A1J. Property has complied with 1813J, 1816A, and 7434A1J. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 30 days or $200 per day until compliance is achieved.
I'm sorry, what was the daily fine amount you're requesting?
200.
2?
Yeah.
So all that's left is the rental license and the certificate of use?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. All right, let me hear from the respondent. Good morning, ma'am. If you could tell me your name and address, please.
Good morning. My name is Shala, and I'm representing 818 21st Street. So basically, we were in corresponding, and when we started to apply for the rental license, I was talking to Ms. Selma Holder from the permit department, and we found out that the deed was incorrect due to one property, certain problem that they were having. I didn't understand what it was. So then the lawyer and the title company went back and forth with Papa, and finally they corrected the deed as of last week. I got the corrected deed. I sent it to Ms. Holder, but it's still not showing up in Papa. So I believe it takes 30 to 45 days to show up. But as soon as I'm done, the copy that I was given by the title company and the lawyer, I'll physically give it to her, so she doesn't have to wait for it to appear on the website. So it just depends on as soon as she accepts it, or it comes up on Papa. But
So-
everything else was done.
You comfortable that 45 days will get you where you need to be?
I'm just, because we've been working with her since August.
Yeah.
But it kept on getting delayed, and finally I got the corrected deed, but I don't know if she's going to accept it on my behalf. She wants to maybe wait for it to appear on Papa. That's on her, which I'll find out probably today.
Okay.
So just to be safe, 45 days, but I'm assuming it should be done by next week or maximum 10 days.
Okay. I have no objection to 45 days. Does the city have any concern with the request for 45 days?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Then in this case, I will find proper notice with the respondent present and the posting in the certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation with City Code Sections 18162A and 2232A, but has complied with all other alleged violations cited in the notice. I will allow an additional 45 days for compliance with the outstanding violations, and thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day until compliance is achieved. Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Number 16, 704 35th Street, CE 201000264, number 16, 704 35th Street.
Good morning, Joe Patrick, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This is a repeat violation case. It's reference to a single-family residence rental property that was issued a notice of hearing for a repeat violation via posting on October 22nd, 20. Sorry? Okay. The property was found in repeat violation on October 20th for trash and debris on the property, in violation of Code Sections 18106A, the lawn and landscaping in disrepair, in violation of Code Section 18106L and 18106M, and 94446-2. There is also inoperable vehicles on the property in violation of Code Sections 34102A, offense and disrepair in violation of Code Section 94302A4, and a food truck being stored on the property in violation of Code Section 94487B1. The property is found in violation of the same code sections on April 17, 2019. The order required compliance by May 2nd, 2019, or a $100 a day fine be imposed. The property came in compliance on May 10th, 2019. A fine of $800 has been assessed, remains unpaid, and a lien has been recorded. Regarding this repeat violation case, I met with the property manager, Stephen, who's present today, shortly after the notice of hearing was issued. He has been cooperative. The property remained in repeat violation from October 20th to November 2nd, which is 14 days. The city is asking for a $100 a day fine for this repeat violation, totaling $1,400.
Mr. Petrick, which are all of the substantive violations repeats?
Yes, sir, all of them are.
Okay. And they were all from the April of 2019 case?
Yes, sir, all those code sections previously mentioned were found in violation in April
Okay.
of 2019, and then found a repeat violation again on October 20th of this year.
And they complied on November 2nd? Is that what you said, or did I
Yes,
misunderstand?
sir. Yes, sir, they complied on November 2nd.
Okay. All right, let me hear from respondent. Good morning, sir. If you could tell me your name and address, please.
704 35th Street in West Palm Beach.
And what is your name?
Stephen Yu.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
704 35th Street, it's rental properties. Been, and the tenant, I believe, is operating a food truck there. And then once we find out the code violation, we already warned the tenants, all these things. And initially, we remove all the vehicles and all the things. All the code violation, we already have all the repaired previously. And then tenants not very cooperative for maintaining these things. But once, I find out this code violation, I already order, my guys to fix up all the things, 15 times. And the only things is about the dirt, is there was a neighborhood car was parked behind the alley there, and that's dirt and garbage, buried behind the things, and I wasn't notified. I wasn't noticed that, but once the vehicle was removed, and we found out that some trash underneath there. So I really tried my best, to fix up all these things, but seems to be tenants not very cooperative. We're planning on evict this tenant because all this code violation is is his personal behaviors, and there's not much we could do about it. We already try our best, to maintain these properties, and the inspector know that every time, we see the code violation, whatever the complaint is, we fix it within, a couple weeks of time.
Okay. And everyone appreciates that. You need to understand when you're in a situation where you have repeat violations, you do not have to be given any time to fix them before fines can start accruing. So it's important that you stay vigilant and stay on top of it because you are in a repeat violation situation. So you need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, we understand. Like what I say, this house is rented to a tenant, and it's his responsibility to do the maintenance. But visibly, he failed to do that. But once I find out, all these things, we already fix as soon as we could.
I understand. In my view, that is one of the things you have to deal with as a landlord. But the city code does not change because it's rented to a tenant versus the owner living in it. I appreciate your comments. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
No, that's the best I could do.
Anything else from the city?
Nothing further.
Thank you. In this case, I do find proper notice. The respondent is present, and the property was properly notified with posting and mailing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property was in violation as cited between October 20th and November 2nd of this year. I will find that those violations are repeat violations based on the April 17th, 2019 order, which complied on May 10th of 2019. Based on those findings, I will assess daily fines of $100 per day from October 20th through November 2nd, which are the dates that the property was in repeat violation as cited. Okay, thank you very much. And,
We'll get a copy in the mail.
okay, thank you.
Number 17, 211 30th Street, CE 201000308. Number 17, 211 30th Street.
Joe Petrick, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This repeat violation case in reference to a single-family residence that was issued a notice of hearing via posting and certified mail on October 26, 20, for a wall in disrepair and in need of maintenance, cracked and broken in places in violation of Code Section 94-302A4. There's trash and debris on the property in violation of Code Section 18106A, and excessive outdoor storage in violation of Code Section 9471C. The property was found in violation of the same code sections at the hearing on February 5th of this year and complied in the 30-day time frame required by the order. The property was first observed in this repeat violation on October 22nd, 2020. After notice of hearing was posted, I was contacted by the respondent, who is present today and been cooperative, and we discussed ways to bring the property into compliance. The property was in repeat violation until October 30th, 2020, which is 8 days. The city is asking for a fine of $50 a day, totaling $400. The respondent was issued a separate notice of violation for other non-repeat violations on the property, which is scheduled for hearing on December 2nd. He's currently working on achieving compliance in those violations.
Okay, let me hear from the respondent. Yes, sir.
It's Rod Tinson, 211 30th Street, retired teacher. Let me think. First of all, I didn't realize that this was going to be a second offense, because before, when we were noticed, as I understood it, we didn't have to show up and everything was dropped. So I was kind of surprised that it's a second offense. I don't understand that. I did not receive a certified letter. If this is going to affect your decision, I'd like to put a tracer from the post office to try to find out what happened to it. We have had mail stolen before, and I know other people around town have had mail stolen. So maybe it was stolen, but I swear to God, I did not get a certified letter. Then we called ahead. Joe's always been very, very fair and polite, and I have no complaint about him at all. But I called ahead. David Romaine, who's in the audience, called ahead and explained what was going on at the house, that we sold a house and we're removing everything to this house at 211 30th Street. My workers were supposed to put the stuff at the back of the driveway, and instead it rained and they just dumped it right in the driveway. We were out of town for part of that time too. Then David called Joe and left a message what was going on, that we sold a house. We were moving into this house with a whole bunch of stuff. Most of it was just garden ornaments. We also said we'd call for trash pickup, an extra trash pickup thing, but it rained and we couldn't, and they came early. They were supposed to come on Monday. Instead, they came on Friday and picked it up early, which they've done before, which left us in a quandary as to what to do. If we were afraid, okay, they picked it up, now are we going to get in trouble for putting it out when they've already picked it up, when they should have waited until Monday to pick it up? So that caused a bit of confusion for us. Let's see. I want to say that we've always cooperated with any inspector about anything to the extreme. Everything that Joe asked us to do that you saw on those pictures were done that day. We went to Home Depot. I cut down the hedge that hid the wall because I thought it was too high and I was trying to make sure it was in compliance. Well, then that exposed the rust on the wall, and before you didn't see the wall. So that day, I got the paint, painted the wall. He said ground can't show, so I went and got mulch, and we mulched underneath the wall. We did everything he asked in one day. Everything was done. And then he came back, I think not that day, next day, but the day after, and inspected it, and everything looked good, except for the fact that some of the ficus that I cut off had stumps, which evidently violates a possibility that it might be dead. So we worked it out that I cut the stumps even down, so now it looks more like a continuous hedge. And we are going to put in some extra ficus plants just to make it nice and full. I just want to say we've cooperated to the extreme. Let's see. And another thing we always do with Joe is if we have a special pickup, this property is huge, filled with plants, and we have constant stuff falling. So we call for special pickup, and we always call Joe and tell him that we're having a special pickup so he doesn't have to handle people that are complaining that we put it out early when it's special pickup. So, I mean, we really, really, really cooperate. Let's see. I think that's it. I really don't think I should be fined at all. In the situation, especially since we didn't get the letter, certified letter, I just don't think it's right. I don't know what happened to it, but I never got any such letter. And it would have been done like that if I had.
Okay. I thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, that's
Appreciate it.
it.
I want to ask the city, let's take a look at the notice and see what you have for the certified mail on this.
Sure, it was, it's a confidential record. It was sent certified mail to the address on a property appraiser. So it was also posted on a property. And the next day, after the property was posted, I heard from David back there. He gave me a call right away. So he received notice within when it was posted. But it was definitely
And I
sent
saw the
certified
picture.
mail.
There was a picture that appeared like it showed the posting
It is, yeah.
document.
It was posted. Let me check the date it was posted.
And this is okay.
Yeah.
All right, and so you had a phone call from who the day after the posting?
David, this gentleman right there. I'm not too sure if he resides in the home or if he's a friend of the respondent. But I received a call the next morning after it was posted.
Do you have the order finding violation from the February 5th case?
If you could pull up that address, it'll be the second case down, Monique, if you would. We could pull it up. I don't have the hard copy on me, but it's in the records, and we could pull it up through the address. So you could take a look at it if you like.
Just because the respondent questioned that it was, he thought it was dropped. I just want to see the order.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be from earlier this year, a 2020 case. It should be the second one down. I'm sorry, I can't see.
I think it's the third one down.
The order finding
The order
violation.
finding
please.
violation. The order finding violation, it should be towards the bottom.
Okay. And just go back up real quick. I just wanted to, that's good. 18106A, 94302A4, 9471C. Okay. And then go ahead and let me take a look. 30 days or $100 per day. March 6th was the compliance deadline. So that, and that was done on February 5th. So there clearly was an order finding violation for the same code sections for this property. Okay. All right. Thank you on that. Let me go back to respond. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, in this case, I do find proper notice. The respondent is present. Based on my review of the documents, the city obtained proper notice with the posting in the certified mail, even if it wasn't technically, even if the certified mail wasn't received, the law doesn't require it to be received. It requires it to be sent correctly, and my view is that it was. Based on the evidence, I will find the property was in violation as cited between October 22nd and October 30th. I find that those violations were repeat violations based on the order finding violation from the February 5th case. And I understand and appreciate the respondent's responsiveness, but nevertheless, this is a repeat case. I am going to accept the city's recommendation and assess a $50 fine for each day the property remained in repeat violation between October 22nd and October 30th. Okay, thank you very much.
Next case, number 34, 1220 Wellington Street, CE 200900216, number 34, 1220 Wellington Street.
Morning. Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach.
Morning.
Property 1220 Wellington Street was cited on 9/16/20. Certified mail was sent on 9/22/20. We do have a signed certified mail receipt on file. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted on 9/21/20. All violations remain. Property was cited for 18106G. 94-482-A, 94-71-C. As I said, as of last evening, all violations still remain. City's requesting 30 additional days in order to comply, or a fine of $200 per day be imposed.
All right, let me hear from the respondent. Yes, sir, if you could tell me your name and address, please.
Yeah, my name is Bernard Salomon.
Can I get you a little closer to the microphone so I can hear you better?
My name is Bernard Salomon,
Thank you, sir.
and I'm the owner of the place.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. When I bought this property, Mr. William was the code officer from this property. And when I have to do the closing, the place was in violation. Mr. William, I cannot do the closing. Mr. William, I don't know if you make a deal with the owner. He stopped the violation, I make the closing. 2 or 3 months later, he put the same violation on the place. And I do everything he told me to do. And I called Mr. William on the property. He come back about the parking. He showed me I got to put the edges, and I planned the edges. He told me I got to get a certain parking. Now he told me I park on the street. No tenant park on the street. Never park on the street. I got enough parking. But I don't know where you got this from, and the tenant park on the street. Can you give me a picture of those people who park in the street, please?
I'm not following.
Let me ask the city, Mr. Williams. So I mean, the painting violation is very clear,
Right.
And I see the driveway issue. What would need to be done to bring the driveway violation into compliance?
He needs to pull a permit and have a proper driveway installed. It looks like there's an approach there. And beyond the approach, people are just literally just parking on sand and grass, and it looks like there's been some attempt to pour some rock in there at some point. And that's basically what it is. That is not an approved parking surface.
Is this a multifamily?
There's a couple structures on that one parcel.
Okay.
Yes. However, with Palm Beach County property appraisers, it denotes it as one parcel, 1220.
And is the outdoor storage, those pallets that I just saw?
Yes, pallets. There was like a big piece of glass from a table. There were some other just personal effects on the front porch as well.
Okay. All right, sir, do you understand what needs to be done?
Yes, I understand because the lady who lived, my tenant, is gonna move out maybe in 2-3 days because I don't know why he put those pallets there and those glasses on the front. I need some time to, soon he move out, I'm gonna remove them, or maybe he's gonna take them with them. Take them.
Is 30 days enough time, assuming someone proceeds in good faith, to get the driveway permitted and the work done?
Well, it's really doubtful that he's going to proceed in good faith. Just so that you get the full picture, Magistrate, this gentleman owns another property on the same street. It's probably the most appalling property, not probably, it is the most appalling property on the entire street. In fact, in the whole area, in that whole area, there's fines that have been, there's an astronomical amount of fines that have been running against this particular piece of property. And there's been absolutely no attempt, and those fines have been running for at least a couple years now. And so this gentleman has done very little to enhance his properties here in the city. He's been grossly negligent with regard to maintaining his properties. And so it's extremely doubtful. As I said, the property was cited on 9/16, and he's made no attempt to pull any permits or do anything. So, I mean, the city's requesting 30 days in order to comply, but...
I understand.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, is there anything else you'd like to tell me before I make my decision in this case?
Yeah, I need, do I have to pull a permit for the parking? Because me and Mr. William, 9 years ago, we sit down together, and I call Mr. Robert, he's the supervisor, come in, they tell me I got to put the P-walk and on the driveway. Do you understand that? Do you remember that?
I don't have any recollection of any of that.
Yeah, but you come into the place with me, we walk, we have to put the P-walk to the driveway.
I don't have any recollection of what you're talking about,
And then you
sir.
got it in the system, and in 2004, 2005, it's in the system.
Sir, it's 2020. I probably cited literally hundreds of
But
properties.
I still own the place, you still be the national code officer. And I'm supposed to be got a record of it. You tell me to put it in the P-walk there, and then for the parking.
Okay, thank you very much. Here's what I'm going to do in this case. I am going to find proper notice.
Excuse me, I never received no letter, because the tenant just gave me this one about 5 days ago.
Then how did you know to be here this morning?
The tenant gave me 5 days ago, he gave me this.
So you did get notice of today's hearing?
Yeah, that's why I got it from the tenant who's going to move out to give it to me.
So again, I will restate that I do find proper notice, the respondent is present. I'm going to find that the property remains in violation as cited. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I am going to accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Okay, thank you very much.
Next case, number 41, 921 37th Street, CE 2009038, number 41, 921 37th Street.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 931 37th Street was cited on 9/23/20. The property and City Hall were posted on 9/25/20, and certified mail was sent on 10/1/20. The property was cited for 105.1, 94-302-83. I've had contact with the owner. The city is asking for an additional 30 days or $100 per day.
And they just need to get the fence permitted and inspected?
Yes, she has applied for the permit. The permit was applied for on October 27th. So it's just the building department issuing it at this point.
Well, 30 days should be plenty of time for that to get
Correct.
turned around, I would think. Okay, let me hear from the respondent. Yes, ma'am, if you could tell me your name and address, please.
Linda Williams, 921 37th Street. I'm hearing impaired. I didn't hear what she said about $100 fine per day.
So the violation that's been cited is the fence that you put up without a permit. The city is recommending that I enter an order that gives you an additional 30 days to finish the permitting process. It sounds like you've already applied for the permit. You just have to get the permit issued and have the fence inspected. I'm inclined to give you that time, the additional 30 days. If it's not done within that 30 days and you still haven't gotten the permit and gotten this taken care of, then daily fines would start to run, but not until you have had an opportunity to correct the violation. Do you have any concern that you can't get this done in the next 30 days?
Well, I've already submitted the permit. Then I thought that after the permit is reviewed, then I make an appointment for someone to come out and inspect it.
That's my understanding as well.
Yeah, so it's not on me, it's on if they can get it done.
Well, my understanding is that the building department would let the applicant know that the permit's ready to be issued.
They will either call or email whatever contact information she has on file.
Okay. All right. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you an additional 45 days.
Okay.
But I think that 30 will be plenty, so shouldn't really matter, but I'm going to go ahead and give you an additional 45. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, ma'am?
Yes. We purchased that house in '97, and it was an existing fence there. And then it was torn down. It was, raggedy. So we put another one up in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we had the last little storm, it just messed that one up. So this is not something new. This is something we just replaced. And we didn't never know we needed a permit for that.
Okay, well.
Magistrate, I did check the records. The permit, even if they had a fence there initially, the fence wasn't permitted, so that's the reason why a permit is required at this point. It was installed, but without a permit.
So even the old fence that
Yes.
this replaced?
So even the old fence wasn't permitted.
Understood.
It's not permanent. It just opens, The poles that the original fence when we purchased the house in '97, they're still there. We just added, the wood part.
Right, what the city is saying, even that original fence was put up without a permit, and it was not caught back then. So unfortunately, the fence you replaced was not permitted according to the city.
Well, how was I supposed to know that?
I understand. So that's why I'm giving you 45 more days and plenty of time to get the permit taken care of so that you don't have to worry about daily fines. But just make sure you get that taken care of within the 45 days. Okay, I do find proper notice. Respondent is present. Based on the evidence, I will find the property is in violation as cited. I'm going to allow an additional 45 days for compliance. Thereafter, the daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
And then what happens will I eventually probably have to take the fence down, the gate down?
I beg your pardon?
If they come out and say that it's not up to code, will I have to take the gate down?
I don't know. That'll be up to the building inspectors
Okay,
to tell you what's
alright.
going on with that.
Thank you.
Case number 43, 932 43rd Street, CE 200903772, number 43, 932 43rd Street.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 932 43rd Street was cited on 9/24/20. The property and City Hall were posted on 10/1/20, and certified mail was sent on 9/24/20. The property was cited for 18-103J and 18-106A. I've had no contact with the owner. The city is asking for an additional 30 days or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
So clean the mildew and paint the discolored areas of the house.
Yes.
Okay. Let me hear from the respondent. Yes, sir.
David Fernandez, address is 932 43rd Street. I agree with the code officer. We agreement in 30 days should be sufficient for us to cure this violation.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Then in this case, I will find proper notice. The respondent is present. Based on the evidence, I will find the property is in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation for the additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's all I have for contested matters. Is anyone else here signed in for a matter? Okay, number 3 is complied. 617 P Street, CE 20090422. Number 4, 780 South Sapodilla Ave, 114, CE 20080124.
Good morning, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. The property was posted on 10/20/2020. I've had no contact with the property owner. On the day of posting, the front desk at this property verified that the property is being rented and is occupied. City is requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter.
All right. I will find proper notice in this case. I will find the property remains in violation as cited, accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 5, 531 42nd Street, CE 2010072.
Good morning. Christopher Thompson, City of West Palm Code Compliance. Property at 531 42nd Street was cited on 10/6/2020. Notice of violation was posted at City Hall at 10/6/2020. Certified mail was sent on 10/7/2020. The property was cited for overgrowth and the trash can placement. As of yesterday, I have not made contact with the homeowner, and the property is still not in compliance. City is requesting an additional 30 days to come to compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. I will find proper notice with the posting and certified mail based on the evidence. I will find the property remains in violation as cited. Accept the city's recommendation. I'll allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 9, 916 LA Kirksey Street, CE 200800236.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on August 20th. Property and City Hall were posted August 24th. Certified mail was received on August 26th. I've had no contact with the property owner. Property was cited for 1813B, 34102B, and 9482A. Property has complied with 1813B and 34102B. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 10 days or $50 per day for the remaining violation.
So the parking is the only thing that's left?
That's it.
Okay. And 10 days and $50 a day?
Yes, sir.
I will find proper notice. I will find the property remains in violation of City Code Section 94482A, but has complied with the other sections that were cited in the notice. I'll accept the recommendation to allow an additional 10 days to comply, and thereafter daily fines of $50 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 10 is complied. 3608 North Shore Drive, CE 201000154. Number 11, 1900 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, CE 201000210.
Marcus Williams, excuse me, Marcus Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was originally cited on October 6, 2020. Certified mail was sent out October, the same day, October 20th, 2020. It was returned October 27th, 2020. The property as well as City Hall was posted October 23rd, 2020. To date, I've had no contact with the owner. They were originally cited for 18-106-J, the graffiti that's on the side of the building there. City is asking for additional 10 days or a $100 a day fine thereafter.
10 days or what?
$100 a day fine
100?
thereafter.
And that's the graffiti right there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I will find proper notice in this case. I will find that the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation to allow an additional 10 days to comply thereafter. Daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you.
Number 12, 5110 Foxhall Drive, South, CE 20080215. Number 15 is complied, 427 26th Street, CE 201000048. Number 22, 730 59th Street 2, CE 200902226.
City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on September the 17th. Certified mail was sent September the 17th. Certified mail was received September the 18th. This property was cited for 18106A, 26-35B, 34-102A, 94-485A, 94-71B, and 94-71C. Compliant violations are 94-485A and 94-71B. Remaining violations are 18-106A, 34-102A, 26-35-B, and 94-71-C. This is a repeat violation for case CE 1909028 for the violations of 34-102A and 94-45A. This case was the previous case was adjudicated on 10/16/2019, and they were for the junk vehicle and mechanic work done on in a residential. And the city is requesting $100 per day on the repeat violation, and 15 days or $100 per day after for the new fines, for the new violations.
What day was the repeat violation observed? Was that September?
It was on September the 17th.
So that's 34102A is the repeat that you're seeking $100 a day starting September 17th?
Yes, sir. Along with the 94-45A, the auto mechanic repair as well.
When did that, I thought you said that came into compliance. When did that comply?
No, for the last violation, that made it a repeat, that came into compliance on 11/15/2019.
Okay. But it's still in violation now?
Yes, as of yesterday, it was still in violation.
Did I hear you say 9471B is now in compliance?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so everything's in violation except 9471B.
Yes.
And then 34102A and 94485A are the repeats?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. All right, yeah, you do have proper notice with the received certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, except for 9471B, which has complied. I will further find that the violations of 34102A regarding the junked and abandoned vehicle and 94-485A regarding parking and loading areas are repeat violations. For the two repeat violations, I will assess daily fines of $100 per day beginning September 17th until compliance is achieved. For the remaining violations, I'll allow an additional 15 days to comply, and thereafter daily fines of $100 per day will also be assessed until compliance is achieved. Okay, thank you.
Number 23 is complied, 5510 Manning Ave, CE 200900318. Number 24, 608 52nd Street, CE 2010010.
City of West Palm Beach, Robert Watkins, Code Officer. This property was cited October the 1st. Certified mail was sent October the 1st. Certified mail was received October the 3rd. This property was cited for 94-42A and 94-71-C. Both violations are non-compliant as of yet. Haven't heard anything from the homeowner, the property owner. The city is requesting 15 days additional or $100 per day after.
Okay, I will find proper notice with the received certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation to allow an additional 15 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 25, 520 59th Street, CE 2010061.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on October the 14th. Certified mail was sent October the 14th. Certified mail was received October 15th. This property was cited for 18-106B, 18-106M. No violations have complied as of yet. The city is requesting 10 days or $50 per day after.
Vacant lot or
Yes, sir.
undeveloped lot?
Mhm.
All right, I will find proper notice with the received certified mail. I'll find, based on the evidence, property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation for an additional 10 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Back to number 12, 5110 Foxhall Drive South, CE 200800215.
Good morning. City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On 8/18, property at 5110 Foxhall Drive South was cited for roof repair, rotted wood to fascia. Property was posted October 13th. Certified mail was sent October 8th. Certified mail was received October 13th. I had no correspondence with the property owner. With that being said, city's recommending 30 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
How many days?
30.
30, thank you. Okay, I will find proper notice with the posting in the certified mail. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 13, 5272 Fox Trace, CE 200800219.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On August 18th, the property at 5272 Fox Trace was cited for exterior paint required. Property was posted October 13th. Certified mail was sent September 24th. Certified mail was received September 29th. I have been in contact with the property owner. They're requesting additional time. With that being said, city's recommending 45 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
All right, thank you. I will find proper notice with the received certified mail, and you also posted the property. I will find, based on the evidence, property remains in violation as cited. I will accept the city's recommendation for an additional 45 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 14, 1520 Wilderness Road, CE 200900386.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On September 25th, the property at 1520 Wilderness Road was cited for clean and sanitary, excessive growth, and unsanitary pool. Property was posted October 15th. Certified mail was sent September 28th. Certified mail was returned October 1st. However, I have been in contact with the property owner. As of Monday, the property has come into compliance with the clean and sanitary. The excessive growth still remains, and the unsanitary pool still remains. Property owner has requested additional time. With that being said, city's recommending 60 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
Yeah, that pool's in terrible shape. Is it secure? Is it properly fenced?
Yeah, it's properly fenced.
It's just
the owner's has been bedridden for years. So any activity at the property to clean it or do anything, he has to call someone to help him. So that's why I'm taking the additional time to get him to get that done.
Okay. I will find proper notice with the certified mail and the posting in this case. Based on testimony and the evidence, I will find property has complied with 18106A but remains in violation of 18106B and N. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 60 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 26, 3025 Robert Road, CE 20090343. Number 26, 3025 Robert Road.
Good morning. Officer Sonia Bin, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement. This property was cited on September 23rd. The notice of violation was posted on September 30th. Certified mail was sent on September 29th. This property was cited for code cases 18106A, 18106K, 18162A, 2232A, 7434A, 1H, 7894C, 94482A, 94487B5, and 9471C. I have not made contact with the property owner at this time. The property is still in violations of code cases 18162A, 2232A, 7434A1H, 94482A, 94487B5, and 9471C. Code cases 18106A, 18106K, and 7894C are complied. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance, or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
All right, so I got it right. 18106A and K and 7894C complied.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I will find proper notice with the posting and the certified mail based on the testimony. In the evidence, I will find the property has complied with 18106A and K and also has complied with 7894C. However, the property remains in violation of all the other code sections that were cited in the notice. I will accept the city's recommendation in this case to allow an additional 30 days to comply with the outstanding violations, and thereafter daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 27, 3025 Robert Road, CE 20090345.
This property was cited on September 23rd. Notice of violation was posted on September 30th. Certified mail was sent on September 29th. This property was cited for 2232A and 82144. I have not made contact with the property owner. The property is still in violations of all code cases 2232A and 82144. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance, or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Is the 82144, is that a one-time only, or is this, am I reading it wrong? For the business tax receipt?
It can't be. One time? Yes, it could be a one-time.
Usually you ask for $250. Is that the recommendation?
A one-time fee of $250.
All right, I will find proper notice in this case, and then I will find the property remains in violation as cited. For 2232A, I'll allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. For 82144, I will assess a one-time fine of $250.
Thank you.
Number 28 is rescheduled, 950 Elmeria Road, CE 20090378. Number 29 is rescheduled, 203 Lakeland Drive, CE 201000054. Number 3401 South Olive Ave, B, CE 20080289.
Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. 401 South Olive Avenue was cited on 8/26/20. Certified mail was sent on 8/27/2020. Property as well as City Hall was posted on 8/27/20. Property was cited for 94-315-A dumpster screening. As of last evening, on 11/3, the property remains in violation. Upon checking the system, have not noted even an attempt to pull a permit or anything. City's requesting 45 additional days in order to comply, or a fine of $150 per day be imposed.
All right, thank you. We'll find proper notice with the posting and the certified mail. Was there a picture of there it is. All right, I do find, based on the evidence, the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 45 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 31, 315 Fern Street, CE 20080292.
Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Property 315 Fern Street was cited on 8/26/20. Certified mail was sent on 8/27/20. Property as well as City Hall was posted on 8/27/20. Property was cited for 18106B, 94-315-A, 18-105-J, 94-485-B-1-E, and 94-71-C. As of last evening, all violations remain. I was contacted by a gentleman who indicated, sounds like he's, I guess, a property manager for the owner of the property. He indicated that going forward, he was going to take these violations for action, and that he was going to pull the necessary permits and bring the property into compliance. He didn't give me a timetable. It does look like they patched some of the holes, but that's pretty much the extent of it. They've made some attempt to patch some of the big gaping holes, but that's the extent of it. That's still not compliance. So the city would like to give them additional 45 days in order to comply, or a fine of $150 per day be imposed.
Just a question on the, is this a non-residential property or?
Right, it's a commercial property. It's actually a Domino's. No, I'm sorry, Papa John's. There we go. Thanks, Monique.
So the question under 9471C on my paperwork says residential outdoor storage.
Okay, that would be an error on my part then.
Is that the right code section? It's just written wrong, or should that?
Yeah, well, I should have probably used the, there's another section, I believe, governing commercial properties in terms of the outdoor storage. So that would be an error on my part.
What do you want to do with that code section for this case then? Do you want to?
We can actually remove that section, and I'll go back and recite.
Okay, I think that's probably the right way to go.
Yes, thank you.
All right, I will find proper notice. In this case, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, except we're going to withdraw 9471C. I'll accept the city's recommendation to allow 45 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $150 per day until compliance is achieved.
Number 32, 525 Clematis Street, CE 200900064.
Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Property 525 Clematis Street was cited on 9/4/20. Certified mail was sent on 9/10/20. We do have a signed certified receipt on file. Property as well as City Hall is posted on 9/10/20. Property was cited for 105.1, failure to secure a building permit for the shade cells that were erected outside. 94-402-B-1-2, prohibited banners. 94-410, murals, and 94-6, restrictions upon land use. As of last evening, it looks like they did pull a permit for the shade sails that were installed without a permit. And looking at the notes on the permit, it looks like as of 10/6, fire failed those for whatever reason. The notes did not indicate, but it just indicated on 10/6, fire failed the installation of the shade sails. Nevertheless, they did pull the permit, but that's an ongoing issue, and I'm assuming that they are still moving in a direction in order to gain compliance with that.
But the sales are still up.
They are still up,
So
yes.
it's still in violation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
they are still up. Also, with regard to the prohibited banners, there were 2 banners that were hanging outside. One of the banners was removed, but there still is a banner that says "Now Open" that is still in view. Also, with regard to 94-410, the murals, the mural was completely painted over, so that particular section is complied. And restrictions upon land use, 94-6. There still is a table and a tent that still is in the parking area. It looks like they moved it away from the, there's a parking there for someone that's disabled. So it looks like they moved it away from that particular parking space. But the table and the tent was noted as of last evening still sitting in the parking area, which they cannot get approvals for. That said, the only code section that has complied is 94-410 with regard to the mural. So the city is requesting an additional 45 days in order to comply, or a fine of $150 per day be imposed. And I had spoken to the gentleman who actually runs the business there. He and I spoke at least on 2 occasions, and it sounds like he wants to comply. I gave him the contact information for the folks in planning and zoning, just so that he could get a much more of a comprehensive overview of what's required. And so it sounds like he had been in contact with them, but that said, these things still are in violation.
Okay. All right, I do find proper notice with the signed certified mail, and then you also had posting as well. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property has complied with Code Section 94-410, but remains in violation of all other code sections cited in the notice. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 45 days to comply with the outstanding violations. Thereafter, daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
33, 1320 Wellington Street A, CE 200900211.
Property, well, first off, Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Property 1320 Wellington Street was cited on 9/16/20. Certified mail was sent on 9/17/20. We do have a signed certified mail receipt on file. Property as well as City Hall is posted on 9/16/20. Property was cited for 18106G, 18106M, 94-482-A. As of last evening, the following sections have complied: 18106G and 18106M. I spoke with the property owner on a couple of occasions. When I spoke to him, he was actually out of town. He indicated that he has some multiple health issues, but he did get someone to paint the building and to take care of the landscaping issue. He requested 60 additional days in order to comply. As I said, he was out of town when I spoke to him due to some multiple health issues and so forth. And the city's inclined to give him 60 additional days or a fine of $100 per day be imposed. And I did advise him that that is what I would request, and he was on board with that.
Okay. I will find proper notice with the signed certified mail, and you also had posting as well. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I'll find the property remains in violation of 94-482A, but has complied with the other sections cited in the notice. I'll accept the recommendation to allow an additional 60 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 35, 940 26th Street, CE 201000020.
Morning. Ray Leung, City of West Palm Beach, code compliance. 940 26th Street was originally cited on 10/1/20 with the notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 10/2/20. Certified mail was sent on 10/2/20. This property was cited for 18106A and 9471C. Special Magistrate, I have made contact with the owner who did request more time for compliance. Therefore, the city requests an additional 60 days to come into compliance or $250 per day until compliance is achieved.
How many days did you say, 30 or 60?
60, please.
60? Okay. Yeah, it looks like that might take some time.
Yeah.
I will find proper notice with the posting and the certified mail. I will find the property remains in violation as cited and accept the recommendation to allow an additional 60 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $250 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 36, 946 26th Street, CE 201000021.
Ray Leung, City of West Palm Beach, code compliance. 946 26th Street is the same owner as 940 26th Street. And this property was cited on 10/1/20 with the notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 10/2/20. Certified mail was sent on the same day, 10/2/20. Property was cited for 18106A, trash and debris, and 34102A, an inoperative vehicle. I have made contact with the owner who did request more time, as in the previous property. Therefore, the city requests an additional 60 days as well to come into compliance or $250 per day until compliance is achieved.
I will find proper notice with the posting and the certified mail. I will find the property remains in violation as cited, accept the city's recommendation, and allow an additional 60 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $250 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 37, 2904 East Cameron Ave, CE 201000082.
Ray Leung, City, West Palm Beach, code compliance. 2904 East Tamron Avenue was originally cited on 10/6/20 with the notice of violation hand-delivered to the owner on 10/9/20. Certified mail was sent on 10/7/20. Property was cited for 82-144. I have made contact with the owner, but the violations still do exist. Therefore, the city requests an additional 15 days to come into compliance or $100 per day until compliance is achieved for the COU.
Would this be, this is a business tax receipt, is this, and this will be another one-time? I don't think I can do daily fines on business tax receipts.
It does have a COU on it, Special Magistrate.
Pardon me?
It has a COU on it, attached to it. The COU is also expired.
The only thing on my agenda is 82-144, so. Yeah, if the notice
you're right.
has the certificate of use on it.
Correct. Oh, okay. A one-time fine of $250, please.
So is the certificate of use on the notice, or is it just the business tax?
The only violation on this one was the 82-144 for the
Okay.
expired business tax receipt, which does have a COU attached to their BTR, which is expired.
All right, but so the only thing on my agenda is 82-144.
Okay, therefore, then a one-time fine of $250.
Right. So I will find proper notice, find the violation remains, and assess the one-time fine of $250.
Thank you.
Okay.
Number 38, 915 34th Street, CE 201000095.
Ray Leung, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 915 34th Street was originally cited on 10/8 of 20 with a notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 10/8 of 20. Certified mail was sent on the same day, 10/8/20. This property was cited for 18103J, 18106B, 7894C, and 18215B. I have not made contact with the owner, and the violation still exists. Special Magistrate, the overgrowth of this property poses a potential risk to the health, safety, and welfare of the community by being a possible haven for rodents, snakes, pests, etc. Therefore, the city requests an additional 10 days to come into compliance with 18106B, 7894C, and 18215B, or abatement. For 18103J, the city requests an additional 30 days to come into compliance, or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
I do find proper notice in this case. I do find the property remains in violation as cited. I agree the violations of 18106B, 18215B, and 7894C constitute a threat to public health, safety, and welfare. For those violations, I'll allow an additional 10 days to comply. Thereafter, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate the violations, and assess the costs. For 18103J, I'll allow the additional 30 days or daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 39, 918 33rd Street, CE 201000150.
Ray Leung, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 918 33rd Street was originally cited on 10/13 of 20 with a notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 10/23 of 20. Certified mail was sent on 10/14 of 20 to the Papa mailing address and the registered agent listed on Sunbiz for the LLC. This property was cited for 18106A and 9471C. I have not made contact with the owner, and the violation still exists. The city requests an additional 10 days to come into compliance, or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. I will find proper notice in this case. I will find, based on the evidence, the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation of the city and allow an additional 10 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 40, 4011 Windsor Avenue, CE 200900346.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 4011 Windsor Avenue was cited on 9/23/20. The property and City Hall were posted on 10/1/20, and certified mail was sent on 9/24/20. The property was cited for 74-34-A1J and 94-482A. The property has since complied with 74-34-A1J. I've had no contact with the owner for code section 94-482A. The city is asking for an additional 30 days or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you. I will find proper notice with certified mail and with posting. Based on the evidence, I will find property remains in violation of 94-482A, but complied with 74-34-A1J. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 42, 963 42nd Street, CE 200900350.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, 963 42nd Street, was cited on 9/23/20. The property and City Hall were posted on 10/1/20, and certified mail was sent on 9/24/20. The property was cited for code section 94-482A. I've had contact with the owner. The city is asking for an additional 90 days or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you. I will find proper notice with the posting in the certified mail. Based on the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the recommendation, allow an additional 90 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 44, 924 37th Street, CE 201000016.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, 924 37th Street, was cited on 10/1/20. The property and City Hall were posted on 10/9/20, and certified mail was sent on 10/2/20. The property was cited for 18-103C, 18-162A, and 22-32A. I've had no contact with the owner. The city is asking for an additional 30 days or $200 per day until compliance is achieved. And for the rental, I've had contact with the tenant. That's the reason why it was cited as a rental.
All right, Are there any pictures of the interior?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah. All right, I do find proper notice in this case. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I'll find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation and allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 45 is complied, 825 Green Street, CE 200900099. Number 46 is complied, 713 Dobbin Street, CE 200900147. Number 47 is complied, 331 Rustland Drive, CE 200900148. Number 48, 804 Hanson Street, CE 200902223.
Richard Pasmino, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on September 16th, 2020. Certified mail was sent September 17th and received September 19th. In addition, the property and City Hall were posted on September 17th. This property was cited for exterior paint required, landscaped areas must be grass, and landscape maintenance. I've had no contact from the owner of the property, and as of yesterday, violation 18106G has complied. The property has been painted. The other two violations remain. The city's recommending the property comes into compliance within 30 days, or the city is recommending $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. I will find proper notice. I will find the property has complied with 18106G, but remains in violation of the other code sections cited in the notice of violation. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 30 days to comply, and then I'll thereafter daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 49, 819 Hanson Street, CE 200902224.
Richard Pasmino, Code Enforcement Officer for City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited September 16th, 2020. Certified mail was sent September 17th and received on September 19th. The property was posted on, property and City Hall were posted on September 17th, 2020. This property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, trash, debris on the property, garbage can placement, landscaped areas must be grass, and landscape maintenance. As of yesterday, all violations remain, and I have had no contact with anyone from the property. The city is recommending 30 additional days for this property to come into compliance, or the city is asking for a $100 a day fine.
Thank you. I do find proper notice with the received certified mail. I will find, based on the testimony and the evidence, property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Number 50, 826 Hanson Street, CE 200902236.
Richard Pasmino, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited September 17th, 2020. Certified mail was sent September 18th and received September 21st, 2020. In addition, the property and City Hall were posted on September 22nd, 2020. This property was cited for clean up to the center of the right-of-way, excessive growth on the property, and trees/hedges obstructing the right-of-way. I have had some contact from the owner shortly after posting the property. I've had no contact since September 24th. The work has started on the property, but it is incomplete, so all violations do remain. The city is recommending 21 additional days, or the city is asking for $50 fine a day.
How many days?
21.
21 days?
Yeah, when he did contact me, he expressed his concern that trying to remove it all will limit him for the city's pickup of the vegetation. So he can only put so much out per week.
Okay.
And since then, he has done most of it, but it is still in violation.
All right, I will find proper notice with the received certified mail. I will find property remains in violation as cited. I will accept the city's recommendation for 21 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Number 51, 714 Palmetto Street, CE 20080270.
Good morning. It's not gonna work. Good morning, Officer Lester, West Palm Code. Okay. The property was cited for landscape maintenance, overgrowth, address characters, visibility of address, trimming back palm trees, and outdoor storage. I have had no contact with the property owner, and as of yesterday, all violations are still remaining. I'm asking for 5 days or an abatement.
5 days or how much?
Abatement.
Abatement.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It is really bad.
There's a picture of the posting.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to find proper notice. I'm going to find the property remains in violation, but that the violations regarding the overgrowth and the landscape maintenance constitute a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. It's pretty significant. I'll allow 5 days to comply. Thereafter, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate those violations, and assess the cost. On the numbering standards, do you want a daily fine?
Yeah, number of standards, we can do a daily fine of $50 per day.
Agreed. I'll give them 5 days on that as well, and then
Yes.
$50 a day.
Thank you.
Number 52, 7425 South Flagler Drive, CE 20080319.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. This property was posted on 10/16/2020. The property was cited for restrictions of planting in the public right-of-way, swale, and/or parkway, and planting in the swale, parkway, landscape of swale and parkway, natural gas lines that may be under the parkway. So, and the removal of trees that was removed without a permit. It was originally 4 black olive trees, and if you go down in the pictures, you'll see where he removed them. He did not have a permit to remove them. He did not have a permit to install anything. In the public right-of-way, which is a parkway, you must obtain a permit to remove trees. Once that permit is obtained, then the city will give you the permit to reinstall something or grass it. Those are the only 2 options. So he's put these palm trees in the parkway without a permit, and they're in transition of trying to get the permit approved now for the right-of-way. So planning or engineering has to approve this permit, and if they deny the permit for him to leave the palm trees there, he was gonna have to remove those palm trees and grass the area. So the trees that he removed, the black olives, I want $1,000 per black olive that he removed without a permit, if planning does not approve for the palm trees to remain.
And you said there were 4 of those?
Yes. It was originally, those were the black olives that just went by. And
All right.
it's very convoluted.
Did you do certified mail also on the,
Certified mail's return, it didn't,
but you posted it after that?
yeah,
so
posting
you
was
got-
on 10/16/2020.
Okay, I find proper notice then. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. And he spent a lot of money on them palm trees. That's gonna be an expensive lesson.
Well, if they deny the permit, then he's gonna have to remove them.
That's what I
and
mean. But,
It may be because, the reason for it is because there's sewer lines, gas lines, and all kinds of stuff that
Sure.
he should have
Oh, yeah.
been aware of before he did what he done.
Yeah,
And
no,
once you remove the trees, so I'm told, they usually don't let you put anything back, but since they're there, they're
Right.
trying to work with him and making sure he didn't hit any lines, any sewer lines, anything like that.
Well, I am gonna accept the recommendation on 94-448B. I'm gonna assess a one-time fine of $1,000 for each of the 4 trees that were removed for a total of $4,000.
If,
On the remaining violations, What do you want to do with those?
Remaining violations, that's why I'm asking for the 45 days. It
45.
depends on what comes up from planning and engineering.
Right.
If they deny it, then he'll have to remove them. If they allow him to keep them, then it's a mute issue.
Right. So 45 days and $250 a day?
Yes.
So ordered. Okay. You get all that?
Magistrate,
Hmm?
is the 1,000 per olive tree only if they deny?
Right. Only if they
Right.
deny.
Yes.
him
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I just
Thank
wanna
you.
make sure that was
Thank
clear.
you for the
Yeah,
clarification.
I just wanted to make sure too.
Oh, thank you for the clarification, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the permit's approved, then
Then it's
that's good. Okay.
right. Then he won't suffer.
Number 53, 7515 South Flagler Drive, CE 200800327.
Officer Lester, West Palm Code. This property was posted on 10/16/2020. Certified mail has not returned. This was the same case. The difference is 7515 South Flagler is actually the residence. And it's one palm tree that may be in that particular swale parkway. So it's the same exact violations from the previous one. The restriction on removing of plants in the swale, the restriction on planting in the swale parkway of needed to be sodded versus planting trees, landscaping of sod in the plant parkway, natural grass in the parkway, and the removal of the black olive trees. So the
it's
exact
just that
same
there's one
issue.
that abuts the other property.
Yes.
All right.
These are next door properties. He owns both properties. One is vacant, one is occupied, and he has a home on it.
Understood. So same relief is being sought in this case?
Yes.
All right, I do
same
find proper notice, I do find the violations remain as cited, and same relief in this case. Were there any of the removed trees on this property, or is it just the new tree installed?
The fourth tree, I believe, was on the 7515, and it would be the first palm tree coming back, that one, coming back from, coming north on Flagler.
How many were removed?
4.
So there were 4 on this one too, as well?
No, there was only one on
Only
this
one
one.
removed on this
Yeah,
one.
but 4 on the other.
Okay, so this one, it'll be a $1,000 fine
Yeah.
times one removed tree if the permit is denied, and then
Exactly.
also for 94-448B, and then for all the other code section violations, 45 days and $250 a day until compliance is achieved. Okay.
Just to clarify, so there's 4 total, so should the other case be 3 trees, or is there 5 total trees?
It's 5 total.
Okay, got it. Number 54, 634 Hunter Street, CE 200900050.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. Certified mail was signed on 9/10/2020. Property was also posted on 10/16/2020. I have had contact with the daughter of the property owner. She speaks no English, so this is why I'm speaking with her daughter. The property was cited for failure to obtain a permit, required inspections for those permits, exterior painting, clean and sanitary conditions, hurricane hazards, tree obstructing right-of-way, fence and/or wall maintenance, landscape in poor condition, and and landscape maintenance. What has complied is the tree in the right-of-way. That has complied. That has been removed.
That's 74-4C1?
74-4C4.
4.
All other violations remain. She's asked for 6 months to obtain the permit for, let me see, catch a picture of it. It was a screen enclosure on the side of the house. She has had it closed in. That's one side of it. It's been totally, right at that door right where the marker is, that has been totally closed in without a permit. So she's made a new room from a screen enclosure.
Okay.
So she's asking for 6 months to try and get those permits approved for the enclosure. So I'm asking for the 6 months or $50 per day after.
What's the hurricane hazard plant in the swale?
It was a fallen, she's removed it, but it was a fallen tree. The tree was falling.
Okay,
So she had it removed, so those two things are complied.
so that's complied as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I will find proper notice with the signed certified mail. You also had posting. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, except for 74-4C1 and 4 have complied. For the remaining violations, I will accept the recommendation to allow an additional 6 months to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 55, 312 Gregory Road, CE 2009080.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. This property was posted on 10/16/2020, and it was for clean and unsanitary conditions, excessive growth, overgrowth of the right-of-way, and poor landscape maintenance. I'm asking for 5 days or an abatement. I've had no contact with the property owner.
Do you know if it's occupied or if it's
I'm not sure.
not sure?
I'm just not sure on that one. Everything's on, the water, the lights, so I don't know.
Okay.
The neighbors say somebody's there, but I've never seen anyone. So,
Yeah, okay. I will find proper notice, and I'm going to find that the property remains in violation as cited, and that those violations constitute a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. I'll allow an additional 5 days for the respondent to comply. Thereafter, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate the violations, and assess the costs.
56, 500 Nathan Hale Road, CE 2009087.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. This property was posted on 10/16/2020 for clean and sanitary conditions, junk vehicle, excessive growth, garbage can placement, trim a hanging tree over a fence in the right-of-way, and landscape maintenance. The only thing that has complied is the junk vehicle has been removed. All other violations are still in violation. I'm asking for 30 days or $100 per day. I have spoke with the property owner, and he has started to do the work. So I'll give him the extra 30 days.
All right, and tell me again which one complied?
The junk vehicle, 34102A. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, I will find proper notice. I will find the property remains in violation as cited, except for 34102A, which has complied. I'll accept the city's recommendation to allow an additional 30 days for the outstanding violations to be cured. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Number 57, 7425 South Flagler Drive, CE 200900429.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. This property was cited on 10/16/2020 for hedge obstructing the right-of-way and obstruction of right-of-way with hedge. And as of yesterday, they were in the process of cutting back the hedge, so I'm gonna ask for 5 additional days so they can finish. It is a pretty big hedge too. You'll see the pictures of them actually doing the work. 5 days or $100 per day after, if not complied.
Okay.
They'll be complied.
And then notice by posting and certified mail?
Posting was on 10/16/2020.
All right, I'll find proper notice. I'll find, based on the evidence, property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 5 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
And that completes the 9 a.m. agenda.
That's it until, when do we come back, 11:30? All right, we will go off the record. It's 11:06. We'll be back in about 24 minutes.